Today I want to talk about self-care. We're hearing a lot about that now, aren't we? What I'd specifically like to talk about is where we practice our self-care. Hi, I'm Tracy from Nature's Heart. I'm a registered aromatherapist, and I help women come back to their true selves through the magic of scent and self-care practices inspired by nature. So Friday Fun in the Soul Garden, here we are back again. I am sitting beside, I don't know if you can see the lavender beside me, it's just, no you can't, just getting ready to bloom, and I may lean a little bit so that I give the bees a little bit more space. It's a very small space that I'm sitting in right here, so need to give them some room. So self-care. This is something that's really, really important, and as life gets challenging, both for us personally and collectively, everything that's going on in the world, it's even more important to come back and to remember to take care of ourselves. My belief is that when we take care of ourselves, we're better able to take care of others, and whatever that means. Distracted by the bees. That's what happens when we come outside. So this idea of, and you've probably heard this too, that we can't meditate in a cluttered space, and we need to have a dedicated space that's quiet and peaceful where we won't be interrupted, and it needs to be clean and tidy and uncluttered. And boy, that sounds fantastic, doesn't it? And the reality is, I don't know, I think very few of us actually have that. I used to have that, and then I decided I needed to reorganize my studio space. So it's a little bit chaotic up there, and that's also the space where I have a little sitting corner and to journal and meditate. I do have an altar there, so that helps. However, the room around me is a little bit chaotic. And according to many teachers, including some who I've worked with, that's not great for meditation. So what I decided is that I really needed to give myself permission to be imperfect in how I practice my self-care. If I journal in a messy room, I need to be okay with that. So for me, what I've caught myself, and that's why I thought I'm going to come out and talk about this, because I need to remind myself that it's okay to not be perfect. The idea of, I've caught myself a few times, well, I'll just tidy this, I'll just put this away and I'll put this away. Well, of course, that snowballs, and then very soon I've run out of time that I was going to journal. Oh, I'll just put this away and then I'll journal. Yes, I need to give myself permission to just sit down and journal, even if it's a little bit messy. I am a huge fan of setting sacred space and personal ritual, as you know. And I've even written a little mini ebook, which I shared with my newsletter subscribers, around how to create sacred space for personal ritual. So it's something that's really important to me, and at the same time I'm recognizing it's more important that I actually do the journaling. It's more important that I actually sit and pause and breathe and maybe do even a 5-minute meditation than to tidy the space in preparation for doing that, because the tidying and the organizing and the thinking about it is not a substitute for actually doing it. That's what I needed to tell myself. So I wanted to share that idea with you, that it's okay to give ourselves permission to be imperfect. Is it a good idea to have a separate dedicated space for your own sacred self-care? Absolutely. And if you can have that, that's wonderful. And if you can't, we need to do the best we can, because we need to, when we have feelings or thoughts, sometimes the immediacy of those means that we just have to sit down and write, or we have to sit down and we have to pause and think and breathe. And we can't need to wait. I've got a white crowned sparrow just up on the fence beside me. We can't need to wait for our space to be ready for us to do those practices. We really need to do them as we're called to them. So my quick solution is to step outside. There's something about nature, even the unstructuredness of nature. If you have access to a forest, it's perfect. There's something incredibly magical and healing about walking through the forest and doing as a walking meditation. I don't know if you can hear the bird. We had a white-crowned sparrow fledgling this year. We had a pair nest in our garden, and I think that's him there. Okay, distracted. It wasn't a squirrel, it was a white-crowned sparrow. So there's something incredibly magical about walking through the forest. And so if you have access to a forest, that's great. If you don't, that's fine. Whatever you have access to is great. Covered patio, a coffee shop patio. If you have a balcony, if you have your own garden, great. Otherwise, a space at a park, a coffee shop with a patio. Anywhere that you can get outside and breathe and be in nature is incredibly helpful and supportive for our self-care practices. So that's the quick solution. The more permanent one is working on creating our space, and in the meantime allowing ourselves to be imperfect in how we practice our self-care. So that's my little rambling for today. Thanks for joining me, Friday Fun in the Soul Garden. If you're interested about seeing more of my work, you can find me at naturesheart.ca. And please subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you found me on Instagram, make sure that you like the video and subscribe. And drop a comment if there's something that you would like me to talk about. I'd be happy to hear from you. So thanks for watching. I will see you in a couple of weeks. Have a great day. Bye for now.